I'm always like open book, you tell me what you like and I'll let you know if it's something I'm willing to do. No shade.
So a session is that's in person.
Mhm.
How often do you do those?
A lot. I'm actually going on tour next week. I'm going to the Northeast and I for the third time this year.
Do you just meet them in a hotel room? Like, do you have a, is there
So my
studios? Like,
I
what?
usually do more uh upscale apartment type locations. I try to. Otherwise they would be more nicer hotels. Um, it's my location. I host it. If sometimes I'll go to a dungeon depending on like the type of session that they want. And if the dungeon has certain type of equipment that I just can't cart around in my suitcase.
When you do a session, like what kind of a particular fetish or kink or whatever word I'm supposed to be using? Like, what are they generally requesting?
I do a variety. I do specialize in wrestling, like fantasy wrestling sessions. I do foot fetish sessions, tickling sessions. Um, I do some impact, like spanking or ball busting. None of this is nude. Um, what else do I do? Face sitting. People just like some interesting things. But most of the clients I have are newbies. They've never done a session before. They don't know what to expect, but they have it in their brains after watching so much content that they think they can handle it, but they can't. So I usually have my sessions are more lighthearted, um, fun, and it'll give them a little bit of a sting, but nothing that they can still walk out of my room in one piece.
What are you usually doing to them?
Mm, I mean, if it's wrestling, I'll just put them in a variety of like wrestling holds. Kind of like I like to do a lot of role play that kind of carries an entire hour of a session with me. Because otherwise it's like I could just perform the moves and then that's it. And then it's like, okay, well, all right, that only took 7 minutes. And we still got the rest of this hour. What do you want to do now? I
Play
don't want to be
Scrabble?
like that. So I'm just like, hey, let's do a role play scenario. Do you want to be, Batman and I be the Joker and, I'm gonna beat you up and you can't get one over me and I just defeat you or, like something fun like that. I kind of incorporate some fun stuff into my scenes. Um, or they have a fantasy that they've, wanted to fulfill or something that happened to them early on in life that they want to reenact. And, I also take the time to talk to them and just get to know them a little bit better because not like, granted, most of these people have similar fetishes, but they're all just tweaked just a little bit differently.
So for like, all right, a private session, like how much do you charge?
How much do I charge? Well, there's so many different rates. Well, not for me. I have a standard rate of 400 an hour.
My assumption would be that that person would be doing something during that session or like
I don't allow
does
that. Some people do. Some people allow the, the release or, self-service or full service. And I no shade on those providers. That's just not for me. I have done sessions with enough law enforcement to know what is and what isn't okay.
so before the interview, like I went through um your clip store, right?
Oh
Just to
my,
like
yeah.
look how many different ones do you do? Because I was looking at it, I was like, oh my, I had there's a lot and a lot of things that like, okay, I've
Mm-hmm.
never heard of that before.
Mm-hmm. I do so many. Um, and I'm sure that there's still more out there that I've not done or that I don't know about. So especially when somebody reaches out to me either for a custom video or a session or something, they tell me to give them like a laundry list of things that I'm willing to do. And I'm like, no, I'm not willing to do that because if you have a particular kink that I don't even know about and I don't list it, then that's lost opportunity for me to engage with you. So I'm always like open book, you tell me what you like, and I'll let you know if it's something I'm willing to do. No shade.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's got something. If you were to kind of make a list, like how many, what you do, this, and this.
Embarrassed Naked Female is one of my top selling videos. Another type of fetish that I excel well in is cunt busting.
Kicking people in the crotch, right?
Yep.
The other ones, okay. The other ones I saw was mouth viewing.
Oh, mouth fetish. I have a whole website for that. I don't know if
What's
that
so
was the one then you saw then.
I don't like I try to like be aware but not really look because I feel like for me personally like people can do whatever they want, but I feel like I'm crossing a line like if I'm staring at you and then talking to you, right? Like that to me
No, no, no,
feels
no,
like I
no.
shouldn't do
It's
that.
all good. It's all good. I mean, because I'm performing a role.
That's the way to look at it. So
You
for
know,
the
like you see me like in front of a camera performing a role. It's not who I am as a person. It's just me just acting out that fantasy for the sake of, producing content for a dollar amount.
so the mouth stuff is it looked like you're basically just showing your mouth.
Yeah, it's like MTV Cribs, but for your mouth. Yeah.
That is what's the why would somebody be attracted to that?
I think it's like an oral fixation.
Oh, I did have a girlfriend with an oral fixation. Now it makes sense, right? Okay. But then why?
Actually, well, I created a whole niche store on that because when I first started my clip store, my main one, I took the first 6 months to try to figure out, okay, what content sells the most for me? Because I know if I do a focused store, that'll help bring more income in. Um, and I thought foot fetish would have been that one, but it was actually mouth fetish. That was like a landslide for me. I was like, why is mouth fetish so popular with me? I do know also it's because I have a larger mouth, like I can stretch my mouth to be really wide. And you can see everything. Like if I get a light in there at the right angle, you can see down my throat. And I now even go as far as I use an endoscope camera, so I can have like a little like long
Oh,
cord,
the
and
whole
then
thing.
yeah, and you can do extreme close-ups now. And I can get as far back as seeing my epiglottis.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, so an epiglottis looks like a whale penis. It's basically just past your tongue.
Your most frequent request.
In terms of sessions, tickling.
I don't really like to be tickled, to be honest with you. I just had that
It's fun.
self-realization moment.
That's
Like,
actually my
it's
favorite
not
type
for
of
me.
session. It is. And I'm a switch. So I love to receive and I love to give.
Is that weird though, right? Like that you've got not weird in judging people, but in like, hey, this person that maybe I've never met is now tickling me all over the place. Or is that just like, man, it's Tuesday. It's my
Uh,
job.
Kind of both. It depends on if I can establish a connection with them. And that's usually why, like in my sessions, I kind of like try to have some time, some downtime to talk to them and get to know them a little bit more so that I can kind of establish a little something with them. Otherwise, yeah, it is kind of creepy.